Alright folks, gather round. We're about to embark on a fascinating journey through the annals of political thought. Today we're diving into the wild world of conservatism. It's a realm where tradition reigns supreme and change is approached with caution. Think of it like your grandpa's favorite armchair. Comfy, familiar, and resistant to any sudden movements. It's a place of comfort and stability. But don't let that fool you. Conservatism has had a wild ride through history, shaping societies and sparking debates along the way. From the ancient philosophies of Plato to the modern political arenas, it's been a journey full of twists and turns. Conservatism, at its core, is about pumping the brakes on rapid change. It's about taking a moment to consider the implications of new ideas and innovations. It's less about slamming on the brakes and more about cautious driving, preferring to navigate the twists and turns of progress with a steady hand. Imagine driving through a scenic route, appreciating the view, while ensuring you don't veer off course. Conservatives believe in the wisdom of the past, the importance of tradition, and the value of established institutions. They see these elements as the bedrock of a stable society. Now before you start picturing a bunch of stuffy old guys in powdered wigs, remember, conservatism isn't a monolith. It's a diverse ideology with many interpretations and applications. It's more like a big, dysfunctional family with various branches and factions, each with their own unique flavor of conservatism. From fiscal conservatives to social conservatives, each group brings its own perspective to the table. So buckle up because we're about to take a hilarious and insightful journey through the world of conservatism. Get ready to explore the nuances, the debates, and the colorful characters that make up this fascinating political landscape. To understand conservatism, we need to travel back in time to the late 18th century, a period marked by revolutions, upheaval, and one very eloquent Irishman named Edmund Burke. Picture this: France, 1789. The French Revolution is in full swing, and the streets of Paris are teeming with fervor and chaos. The air is thick with the cries for liberty, equality, and fraternity, but also with the scent of fear and uncertainty. Heads are rolling, literally, and the old order is crumbling faster than a stale baguette. The storming of the Bastille has set the stage for a dramatic upheaval, and the monarchy is on the brink of collapse. Enter Edmund Burke, our conservative hero, who looked at the chaos unfolding across the English Channel and thought, yeah, hard pass. Burke believed the French Revolution, with its radical ideas and bloodthirsty mobs, was a recipe for disaster. He argued that societal change should be gradual and evolutionary, not revolutionary and chaotic. He also stressed the importance of tradition, religion, and established institutions as the bedrock of a stable society. Burke's critiques of the French Revolution laid the intellectual foundation for modern conservatism. He was deeply concerned that the revolutionaries were dismantling the very fabric of society without a clear plan for what would replace it. Burke saw the angry mobs and the violent clashes in the streets as symptoms of a deeper malaise. He believed that the revolutionaries were driven by abstract principles that, while noble in theory, were dangerous when applied without the tempering influence of tradition and experience. He also stressed the importance of tradition, religion, and established institutions as the bedrock of a stable society. Burke's critiques of the French Revolution laid the intellectual foundation for modern conservatism. He argued that abstract principles like liberty and equality were meaningless without the context of tradition and experience. He argued that abstract principles like liberty and equality were meaningless without the context of tradition and experience. To Burke, the revolutionaries were like children playing with fire, unaware of the destruction they were about to unleash. Basically, he thought the French revolutionaries were high on their own supply of Enlightenment ideals and were about to crash the entire country. Burke's warnings were not just about the immediate chaos, but also about the long-term consequences of abandoning established traditions and institutions. His thoughts and writings continue to influence conservative thought to this day, reminding us of the delicate balance between change and stability. So, what exactly do conservatives believe in? It's a question that often sparks intense debate and discussion. Well, it's not as simple as keep things exactly the same. Conservatism is a nuanced philosophy that values the lessons of history. Conservatism is more about understanding the value of what's come before and being cautious about throwing it all away in the name of progress. It's about recognizing the wisdom embedded in traditions and the institutions that have stood the test of time. Think of it like this: you wouldn't renovate your entire house without consulting the original blueprints, right? Those blueprints provide a foundation, a guide to ensure that any changes made are structurally sound and beneficial. Conservatives see tradition and established institutions as those blueprints, providing a framework for a stable and functioning society. They believe that these elements are crucial for maintaining social cohesion and order. They believe in limited government, individual responsibility, and free markets. These principles are seen as essential for fostering innovation, personal freedom, and economic prosperity. They're wary of big government programs, preferring to let individuals and communities solve their own problems. This approach emphasizes the importance of personal initiative and local solutions. Conservatives also value social order and believe that traditional values and morality are essential for a healthy society. They argue that these values provide a moral compass that guides behavior and strengthens community bonds. But here's the thing. Conservatives aren't opposed to change altogether. They understand that change is inevitable and necessary for growth and adaptation. They just prefer it to happen gradually, through evolution, not revolution. This gradual approach allows for careful consideration and minimizes the risks associated with sudden, radical changes. It's about striking a balance between preserving the best of the past while adapting to the challenges of the present. By doing so, conservatives aim to create a society that honors its heritage while remaining open to future possibilities.